So, like Alex said, this is Readworks, and I'm Jennifer Gracer, and this is my email address here, and I will put that up again later for you. So, like Alex said, I teach at St. Thomas More. I have two little girls. I have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. The 7-year-old's name is Zoe, and the 3-year-old's name is Hazel, and then that's my husband there as well. So what is Readworks? Readworks is a free website that promotes reading comprehension practice in grades kindergarten through 12th grade. Did I mention it's free? Okay. So things to keep in mind. You can use this online, or you can print the articles and questions out. There are both fiction and nonfiction articles available. There are reading passages, what they call article a day, which you can assign basically articles that are like on the same kind of topic for the whole week. And then they can, you can like assign when the students do them, like if they have to do one a day, or if they can like do a certain one, or if they have to choose between two of them, or they can choose between all of them that you assign for the week. There's paired text for lots of the articles, and lots of different topics and different levels available. So the teacher view looks like this. And when you go into it, it has a blue bar at the top, and it has like your list. So if like you save some articles that you maybe want to go back and look at later, or you're going to be studying the Civil War and you put some articles up there for when you do that, it's just kind of a list for you. Assignments, I'll show you guys that one in a little bit. And then the find content is this screen right here. And there, it says on the side, like if you want to search for certain content type, so maybe you want an ebook or step reads, which I'll talk more about in a second, or just regular reading passages, your article a day sets. They have collections for ELL students, paired text. And then if you would like your students to be able to have the option of hearing the text instead of just reading it, for your lower level students or your English language learners, that they could use this feature in the article, and you could just search by that if you only want articles that have that available. And then there's lots of different question types, and there's some that have vocabulary available as well. You can search by grade level. You can search by topic, so science or social studies. There's also articles that have to do with like physical education, or like some music and art articles. There's holiday articles, and so like the Museum of Art, they have special articles from there, as an example. Then text type, like I said, nonfiction, fiction, and then there's a few poetry. There's not quite as much, for 4th grade anyway, but there seems to be lots of choices for other grades. And something that someone asked a really good question last time, and they asked about if they had like the Fontos and Pinnell levels in here. They don't. They have it by Lexile. So you just have to look at one of those conversion charts and figure out which Lexile level you might fit well for your class, and you can search by Lexile level here as well. So that is something that I didn't think about sharing before, that I thought was a really good question. So when your students, and actually I'm going to go back here just for a second. So step reads, that's something where like, for example, if you, let's just go like that. if something happened that you have a student that, let's have a step read article, that that maybe is a little bit lower level, say, or higher level even. They have in the passages, this is what the passage would look like when you open it. Most of the time there's a picture up here, and then there's the article down here. And on the side, it tells you some vocabulary here. And it also tells you what lexile it is, how many words there are, and what level, like grade level it's appropriate for. Say you have a student that is a little lower. So this lexile is 680, but it's the same. It is about the same thing. So if you give this article to a student, no one's going to know that maybe it's a little bit lower than the original article. Okay. And this one is, this one's lower than the original article. Sorry. And nobody's going to know because it's the same thing. They just have slightly different words in it for those students. Okay, and this one, like I said, this is like the regular article, so it's a little bit higher. And there are question sets for the articles that have this specific one, and most of them have where they can have the questions read to them too. Okay, and this one has the multiple choice questions, and then it has some short answers too. So the students would have the opportunity to write in the answer or type in the answer for those. And let's see, like I said, there's articles down to like even kindergarten. And if, those students have a shorter piece of reading, they also have it where they could have it read to them. There are step reads available. There's only one step for this one, however. And then questions for the younger ones have pictures, and then the questions can also, or the answers can also be read to them as well. So I thought that's really nice, a nice feature that they have the picture clues for the kids as well. And then, so like, I'm going to switch back here. So I'm going to have to log in again for the, log back into the teacher account so I can show you the grading stuff in a second. But so when the students log in, they will see this list of the names of the kids in your class, and they just click on theirs, and you can assign them a password, and they would sign in, and then they would see all the articles that were assigned and anything that they've submitted. Okay, so say you want them to do this article on jazz, okay, for maybe a music class. They could, read this or have it read to them. And they also have, this is the question set. So this is just the short, the express questions, I guess they call it. So there's 5 multiple choice questions for this particular article, and then the submit button on the bottom. And then this article also had an ebook option. So it would just have, this is just another way for the kids to look at it and more information for them. So you can, it's just a different way to look at it. I just wanted to show you that option. This one also just has the question passages, and then there's an art article that, so it has like the regular passage here, and then the differentiated versions of the articles for the that you can assign and for the students, and the questions. And this one has the short answer questions available. So they would just type their answer in this box down here, and then they would just push submit at the bottom when they're finished. So that's what the version for the kids looks like. I just have to log back in because when I switch, it kicks me out of the teacher version. Oh, there we go. So Okay, so whenever you are assigning something, actually, let me look here, just do 4th grade. Say you want to assign this article. So all you have to do is push the assign button, and then you look here and you have lots of different choices. You can choose to have the audio assigned as well or not. Either full comprehension questions or the express version with just the multiple choice. You can change classes if you have, you're middle school and you have 3 or 4 different classes. You can set them up by class. I only have 1 class, so I don't have any other options. And then you can do whole class, specific classes, and you can also split your kids up into groups as well. I don't have any groups, so I don't have that option. But if you click specific students, you'll see their names come up, and you can, if you want to assign audio to some of them, you could assign audio to some of them. With the full question set or express, you can do like a whole bunch of different options for the same article for your class and really differentiate with those students. And so after you've assigned the articles and you want to have maybe, or you want to go in and you want to look at the grades that they got, we'll just go with this one. And this is one that I just assigned the express question set, so it's just the multiple choice. You can see the green here that, those are the questions they got right. The red they didn't get quite, maybe they didn't get a lot of them right that day, and vice versa. But you can also reassign these, like, this person didn't actually submit this. They never pushed the submit button. So there's no, or they pushed the submit button and I reassigned it, which is possible. So they, you can reassign it and you can say you want them to redo it. And then they have the chance to redo it. Otherwise they don't if you don't reassign it. But let's see. Down here, I think this is, yeah. So they also have where you can do the short answers as well. The multiple choice, it grades for you, but the short answer, you actually have to click on the grade this, and then you have to go through and read what they wrote. Okay, so incorrect, correct, and then there's options in between if you want to give partial credit for the answers. And so there's lots of different options there, and with those you can still have them redo it if you want them to redo it, or look at it again. The perk of doing the express question set is it does grade it for you. So, maybe you are, you're going to be gone, you're going to use your personal day, and you want to assign an article to the students while you're gone for reading centers. And, but you don't want a whole lot of grading when you come back. You want them to work on their comprehension or something. So you assign them the multiple choice questions, and when you get back, you can just look at it and you can give them a score. If you want them to work on writing or like forming sentences, or, you want them more focused to be on the multiple choice, you can just, or not multiple choice, the short answer, you can also just assign the short answer. And then they have the full question set where you can do both. And ways I've used it, literacy centers. You can also use it, like, I printed off a few articles that I have in my subtub that, like, for example, if your maybe the internet doesn't work for a day at your school and, you're there even, but you need something, to fill in a little bit of time because you had something planned on the computer, you can pull that out and it's something that is worthwhile for your students to do. You can also use this to integrate in writing into specials or reading and writing into specials, and also like into science and social studies. Like I have had students do articles on the civil rights movement or the Civil War, just to a little, or also to like landforms. There's some science articles, and like rocks and stuff like that. So it's just like extra information for the students, to build on what they already know and to learn some more things about that, like specific topic, but it would be great. There's some music question or articles, there's art, there's Phi Ed, so lots of different things. So does anybody have any questions? Okay, so Kelly said Newzilla and Common Lit also have the same format, differentiating by lexile, questions, etc. Okay, that's good to know. I haven't used those two programs quite as much. Heard of both of them, but that's awesome. So there's probably some other articles out there as well. Well, thanks for sharing that, Kelly. Any other questions?
Well, thank you very much, Jennifer, for doing this for us. And thank you, everybody, for attending this session. You have a wonderful weekend.
Yes, thank you for coming. And you guys can email me if you have any questions that pop up. You're welcome. Bye. Have a good weekend.